Hey, welcome to the Pick Connection. I'm John Evans, your host. We have a great lineup today. First up is Alec Italiano. I love saying his name, but Alec is from Westmoreland County. Alec worked on a workforce development project in Westmoreland County, so he'll be talking about that and showing you a great video. And then next up is Judy Seberg. Yes, our own Judy Seberg talking about Healthy Pick. That is always a great show with Judy. And then, then we have to go back and revisit with Harry Metz. And Harry is the transportation coordinator for Head Start, Early Head Start. And Harry will be talking about back to school safety. So please stay with us. This is a great show.
Welcome to the Private Industry Council's new location, 112 Commonwealth Drive in Lamont Furnace, PA. We're just off of Connellsville Street, across from Nickman's Plaza. Our new building houses the Career Link, Private Industry Council offices, Head Start and Early Head Start of Fayette County. We're here daily from 8 a.m. until 4:30 p.m.
With me now is Alec, and I love his last name, Italiano. He happens to be Irish. No, just kidding. Alec Italiano is with me today, and Alec is here to talk about a wonderful program that he's put together in Westmoreland County. It's a workforce development plan. And Alec, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me. I do appreciate it. Just to be clear, I didn't put it together personally.
Okay.
The Workforce Forum for Westmoreland County Forum for Workforce Development was a product of the EGC, the Economic Growth Council of Westmoreland County, and with our sister agency, the IDC, Industrial Development Corporation, that's who I work for. We were able to get all 17 superintendents for the school districts throughout Westmoreland County on this forum, which was a great step in the right direction just to get everybody in the same room and start talking about the workforce issue.
Boy, when you can get that big number together, that's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, so Jim Smith, he's the executive director of the EGC. My boss, Jason Ragoni, they did a great job putting this together. Chad Amond, he's president of the Westmoreland County Chamber. So they were really ones behind the scenes that orchestrated putting this together. Our partners down at Westmoreland County Community College, down at their new Advanced Technology Center, beautiful facility. They were also kind enough to play host to this forum, and we meet there once a month and go over some issues in the county. So
how long does this project take to put together?
They started doing this right about the end of winter. So about the beginning of the year, January and February, we started getting everybody together on a regular basis. And the dinner is coming up this week, Thursday, the 28th of September. So this is kind of all leading up to this big first annual dinner. And they asked me to put together a video for it to kind of highlight, it's a lot of demographic issues. It's a lot of different issues that maybe the average person isn't exactly aware of that's happening around us. And, both counties, Westmoreland and Fayette, So this was a good opportunity for us to get a lot of the data out there and do it in a presentation type form, and not only educate the people but educate the educators, and let them know what's going on around here, and that we're making strides towards this, because everybody kind of looks at it as like a tipping point, and then at one point, you have this brain drain. Everybody talks about the brain drain, people leaving the area, and so we're trying to say, we're on top of this issue, and we're going to be right on the cusp, and we want to be the example for the rest of the state. Really.
Yeah, good.
Because this is really unique for Pennsylvania so far. Not a lot of other counties or agencies have done something like this, so we're trying to, lead by example and sort of be, the first ones to say, that we have to start preparing for the future, and this is step one. So,
well, we're happy to have you because workforce development, it's developed into a regional type of a thing now, and so we're happy to have you on because this our TV program will go into Westmoreland, Fayette, and Beaver County, so it'll be a regional type of thing, so people out there can see what's going on here in the area.
And I think that's important to note, is this is a regional exercise. I know it says Westmoreland County, on top of the video, but it's the whole 5 or 6 county region, and I think that's how people really need to start looking at it. Is it's not just Fayette County, Uniontown, Greensburg, Westmoreland, what have you. It's we need to attract jobs to the region, And if we can all sort of work together and get on the same page, then
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
it
they
ends up-
say 2 heads are better than one, maybe 3, 4, 5 heads are
That's
better
what.
than
Yeah,
one, right?
exactly. Yeah, you couldn't say it better. You know, so you know, this is really like a group effort here. You know, and if we can all sort of look at this issue and tackle it together, then it's going to be better for everybody at the end of the day. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So collaborate, not compete. You know, something along those lines.
Yeah, and with
So,
shrinking dollars and shrinking funds, it's better to work together and try to accomplish something big
Yes.
as a group, and try to, instead of everybody going in their own direction.
Yes,
There's
exactly.
not a lot of funding dollars anymore.
No, and it's tough, you know, and especially here in, you know, it's a Pennsylvania thing where, you know, there's 17, actually 18 school districts if you include Leechburg and Westmoreland County.
Yeah.
They're a very small segment up there. That's a lot of school districts,
Yeah.
you know, so a lot of the things that we're working for on the Workforce Forum here is a cross-curricular curriculum and cross-district curriculum rather, and try to, you know, get everybody on the same page, you know. So, you know, like a lot of other states have county-wide school districts, which is, you know, pretty unique. I know like Florida's one of those examples, you know. So, you know, obviously that's not going to happen in Pennsylvania, but we want to at least show that we're all working together toward the same common goal. So,
Well, Alec, this sounds like a great project. Do you want to take us through the video now?
yeah, let's take a look at it, and, you know, we can talk about it afterwards. So,
Okay.
thanks.
All right, we'll go ahead and we'll start the video, and should be very interesting.
Education is core to our county's economy. In order to align our educational systems to current local workforce needs, we must first understand the misalignment between the two. 60.9% of Pennsylvania students attend a college or university after high school. Many students do this because of charts like this, correlating higher earnings to higher education. This perception has fueled a college for all mentality, causing educators and parents to encourage students to go to school, major in anything, and a high-paying, secure job will follow. It is only after these students graduate and explore careers that they discover their degree may not prepare them with the skill set necessary for the demands of today's workforce. This misalignment between degrees and on-demand job skills of the workforce causes many college graduates to take gray-collar jobs, where candidates are often overeducated at too little pay. Tuition prices have skyrocketed, outpacing inflation exponentially. Private four-year institutions increase their tuition by over 200%, and public schools, a 270% hike since the 1970s. However, going to college still has many pros. During the last recession, those with a degree, or some college, were less likely to be laid off and more likely to be hired back. But not all majors pay the same, nor do all colleges offer every major. Also, some majors are more likely to lead to grad schools than others. All are factors for students to consider. Our economy has shifted to more of a service-based workforce. There are high-skill and low-skill service jobs, but in order to create a flexible workforce, higher education is needed in some capacity. Today's employment projection predicts growth in 30-plus occupations that require an associate's degree or less to obtain, and also have wages higher than the county's per capita income. Future career growth in fields such as the energy sector that requires technical skills, training, or an associate's degree will only continue to rise in Westmoreland County. By the year 2020, retired individuals will increase 56%, school-aged children will decrease 15%, and the workforce will lose 7,292 people, comparable to the city of Menneson's population. This adds up to a problem. The workforce is in peril. The baby boomers had fewer children than their respective parents did, and as a result, school enrollment dropped 10% in 7 years, all while manufacturers are in desperate need of workers. The true ratio of jobs in our economy is 1 to 2 to 7. For every job requiring a master's degree or more, there are 2 jobs that require a bachelor's and 7 that require an associate's or less. These jobs are in high demand, and this ratio is across the board. It was the same in 1950, the same in 1990, and will be the same in 2030. The economy may grow, but the ratio remains the same. The college for all rhetoric that dominated society needs to be broadened to a post-high school credential for all. Students are not on pathways to success right now, costing them and us millions. By changing the focus of educational and career success in Westmoreland County, we can begin guiding students on obtaining a career and being financially stable. But how do we start? Let's say you were considering a career as either an electrician or a business manager. The average annual income for electricians is $51,000. A business manager, $105,000. So at first glance, it looks as if obtaining a bachelor's degree in business is a no-brainer. But when you consider skills, abilities, and aptitudes, this adds a whole new dynamic. What if you have the potential to become an excellent electrician and enjoy your job, but lack the skills and aptitude to become an excellent manager? Then your pay might reflect that. You would then discover that electricians near the top of the pay scale make around $86,000, far higher than the income of a manager near the bottom of the pay scale at $52,000. In today's highly technical, knowledge-based economy, having hands-on skills and perfecting what you're good at can be more valuable than getting a degree in something simply to get one. Employers can help students discover what they're good at and interested in by offering learning seminars, paid internships, and apprenticeships so they can explore careers around them. We need to focus our efforts on guiding students toward careers and preparing them with the knowledge, skills, and training necessary to prepare them for today's workforce. Investments in education career programs for high schools, technical schools, colleges, and universities and local businesses will be vital in preparing the workforce of tomorrow.
We are back, Alec. That was a great video and wonderful information there. But I know there's a few folks that you would like to acknowledge.
Yeah, definitely. You know, this wouldn't have happened without Doug McDonough and Harry Metz, who's behind the cameras right now. You know, they were really instrumental in helping me put this together. So, you know, I have to say thanks a lot to them. Doug's voice was a voiceover, so if you recognize it, then that's where it's coming from. Tim Yerkeson, PIC, Executive Director, you know, he was really the ones that kind of made the connections happen for us. So, you know, thanks to them and to the entire PIC organization. Just a little background on the video. This was parodied off of a video Citrix College did, and it was called Success in the New Economy. It's been out for a couple of years, and it kind of got popular in the economic development world because it highlighted you know, a lot of these problems. You know, in the video it says the ratio for the economy is 1 to 2 to 7. So for every one grad degree, doctor, you know, what have you, there's 2 professional degrees out there. You know, lawyers and, you know, finance folk. Yeah. And then there's 7 jobs from there. And then that's kind of like the majority of our economy, you know. So, you know, the point behind the Success in the New Economy video was really, you know, be cognizant of your educational choices. You know, a lot of people are going to college right now. That's definitely not necessarily a bad thing. You know, obviously education is great. Higher education. American universities are the best in the world right now. So we want to encourage students to go. But there is definitely this, you know, problem in supply and demand in the workforce right now. So that's definitely something we're trying to address. You know, Bill Kerr, Dr. Kerr, he's the superintendent for Norwin. You know, he's the chairman of the forum. Definitely have to say thanks to him. He was also very instrumental in getting all the school district superintendents together. There's a lot of people out there. I already mentioned Jason Rigoni, my boss, Jim Smith from the EGC, and everybody from the forum, really. It was a great group of people. We had the chancellors from the colleges in the area, St. Vincent, Dr. Tuesday Stanley from 3Cs, Dr. Snyder from Penn State New Kensington. So, a lot of people came together, and I got a lot of editorial feedback on this video, so it was great. I really think we tried to represent, all the people on the forum down the line, and really try to put out a clear message to, the young folks in our region.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, Alec, good stuff.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for coming on the show today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Hopefully we can do it again sometime.
All right, we'll be back. All right, up next, and you ready to get healthy? Well, stay with us. Judy Siebert will be talking about the healthy pick.
Hello, and welcome to the show. My name's Judy Siebert, and I'm the registered dietitian. Today, our program's about farm to fork or farm to table. It's a new concept in farming and nutrition. Joining us today is Cindy Burkett, who has a lot of expertise in this field. Well, I'm glad you joined us, Cindy. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Cindy Burkett. I'm the Child Health and Safety Supervisor here at Head Start.
And tell me a little bit about your education, because it's pretty cool.
I received my master's in food studies from Chatham University. Food studies is a new program. It's in its 4th year this year, and it's actually a program that focuses on food access, food systems, and sustainability.
That's really neat. So here's the deal. We're talking about farm to table, and I did a little bit of research, and I understand that our food on average travels about 1,500 miles to get to the grocery store. I mean, can you imagine a tomato traveling that far? So tell me a little bit about farm to table.
Yeah, so farm to table or farm to fork is a newer concept that focuses on more local food. It's a great concept because it helps us to get food that's fresher, and it's not traveling, like you said, the far distance. It's typically local or regional food.
Yeah, I think it would be healthier because the food would be allowed to ripen on the vine, and I think it would be more sustainable because, I mean, heck, a trucker, isn't it about 5 miles per gallon they get trucking all this food? So if it's within a local, like maybe a 50-mile radius, it would be more cost efficient, do you think?
Yep, and it's typically fresher. They use less chemicals. They're typically more organic or small farms.
Oh, that's a really important concept. So tell me a little bit about organic. That seems to be like a real big buzz term. Well, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, organic, as the USDA defines it, they have a strict set of guidelines that they will certify farms as organic, and they typically focus on using less pesticides. They use practices that are beneficial to the environment and focus on the safety of the animals. And
wow. That's a good concept. I must say, I have a little garden in my backyard, and I'm organic in that I just use my son to weed. So all of this is from my garden, and it's just the greens came in. And we have right here kale. It's a dinosaur kale. We have a lettuce mixture, basil, oregano, parsley, mint, and some more lettuce. So would this be considered farm to table?
Absolutely.
Very good. What I would like to do now is talk a little bit about how to get kids involved, other than having my son weed. Do you think it's important to get kids involved?
Absolutely. I've worked in a couple of different child care settings and school settings where we've done gardening or the farm to table idea, and it's amazing once you get kids into the garden. They love to be a part of planning and planting, and it's really cool when you'll have a child out there helping you plant beets, and then once the beets are grown that they'll actually try one because they were a part of the whole process.
I think that's key to good nutrition and getting children to eat healthy. Well, I just read something recently in the paper about a community supported agriculture, CSA. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes, I have. There's actually quite a few local CSAs in the southwestern Pennsylvania area.
Good.
Typically, those are regional foods. So what they will do is you can buy a share in their farm produce, and usually you pick it up in a box, or they will deliver it somewhere, and you get a box of fresh vegetables every week.
I think that's a wonderful idea, because if I got a box of fresh vegetables every week, I'd have to cook them and serve them to my family. So I think that would encourage healthy eating. Well, I do think it's a wonderful concept with fresh foods and fresh fruits and vegetables. However, I don't think it's a new concept. That's what my grandmother did. That's how we were raised. And dare I say, we were organic farmers because we didn't use pesticides.
Exactly. That's a great point. And actually, I love that idea of passing on the information from generation to generation. So getting kids out in the garden, their best resources are going to be their parents or grandparents that learned it from their family.
Good point, and what a great investment in our future. Wow, that was another interesting show. We learned a lot of information from our wonderful guest, Cindy Burkett, about Farm to Table. My name's Judy Siebert, and I'll hope you join us next time. See you then.
Up next is our own rascally Harry Metz, the transportation coordinator for Head Start, Early Head Start. Harry's a great guy, but once again, he'll be talking about back to school safety. We are back, and once again with me is Harry Metz, and Harry is the transportation coordinator for Head Start, Early Head Start here in Fayette County, and we're talking about back to school safety. And Harry, how does the staff prepare for the safety of the children?
Especially in the summer, we call pre-service. It's a week-long program where we bring all the staff together, and the different areas of the Head Start, Early Head Start get together and each go over their specialties, their areas with all the staff, and this way everyone, it's a refresher for new staff. It's new and good information.
Mm-hmm. And what about the CDL bus drivers, Harry?
All of our bus drivers, they have a commercial driver's license, but it's a school bus commercial driver's license. They're not DOT, they don't do state to state. We stay in Fayette County, mm-hmm. and all of our drivers are trained. They're given initially 20 hours of instruction, 14 hours in the classroom, a minimum of 6 in the bus. And then once they get past their in-bus test, they get their driver's license, then again, they're always still put through training. And annually, we will work with the drivers to update them. I personally go every year to the school bus convention, no matter where it's at, speak with the people from Harrisburg. They give us updates on new transportation laws, regulations, things that's changed. I bring this back not only to the bus drivers, but to all staff, and that way we keep on top of all the new things that are out there. Also, our drivers, every 4 years, they have to recertify. So it's called a recertification class, which is 10 hours. They get 7 hours in the classroom, 3 hours on the bus, where we go and we check and we make sure their skills are still up to standard. Uh-huh. And the most important thing they have, because they are school bus drivers, they have a school bus physical, a Pennsylvania school bus physical. They have to have one of those every year. So every year out of their own pocket, they have to pay for a school bus physical. And they have to have that because obviously they're transporting school children. Yeah. And there are medical things listed on that physical that relate to transporting children. So these are things that these drivers are required, and they're highly qualified, very professional, very conscientious of their school buses. They take care of them, report anything that's wrong. So it's a great group of people we have working here with our school buses.
Yeah, and I mean, they should go through all that because what they're driving and taking care of is the most important things that we have as children.
The most precious gift,
yes.
The children.
Yes.
And then our staff understand and realize that.
What about the safety equipment on the buses, Harry?
Well, all of our buses are equipped with the standard safety equipment that all buses have. We have a fire extinguisher, and the fire extinguisher is always tested and has an inspection sticker on it annually. Every year the fire extinguishers get tested and checked. We have a first aid kit, a body fluid cleanup kit on here in case someone would get sick on a bus, and it's happened. You know, you get these hot days like we're at now, and people become, and especially the little ones, become overwhelmed with heat, and you know, things happen. Then we also have reflective triangles. There's a box in each bus that has 3 reflective triangles so that if we would have to evacuate the school bus for any reason, any emergency reason, then the drivers are trained on how to use the triangles so that we can alert other motorists that we're having a problem. Then we have a pry bar on the bus in case we would have to break a window or something. You know, you never know what happens to get into an accident. And then we have seatbelt cutters. Now this year, we normally have one seatbelt cutter on the bus that's with the driver. This year I purchased additional seatbelt cutters for the rear of the bus because we do have a rider on the bus. And if something would happen, you can get a lot more children out with two seatbelt cutters than you can with one. One can start in the back of the bus, one can start in front of the bus if we would need to, but that's something new this year.
Yeah, and you mentioned seatbelts. Maybe a lot of people don't realize now that these buses have seatbelts.
Oh yeah, our buses, since we're a federally funded program, we're required by regulations to have seatbelts on the school bus. So why we do that, because sometimes we're doing activities or events and we may have to transport parents, we have seatbelts. We have the early Head Start where we have car seats, and we need the seat belts to hold the car seats in. And we also, we're a Head Start, early Head Start, and we're taking care of children from birth to 5 years old. We have child restraint seats. Some buses, they're add-ons like the Star Plus seats. Other buses are integrated. We have built-in seats. We call them the mom and pop seats, you know, Safeway, different ones. Some of the buses have these built in, so they're great. They're really great for the children.
Well, I hope you enjoyed today's show. I hope you enjoyed our visits with Alec Italiano about the Workforce Development Project, and Judy Siebert, Healthy Pick, and finally Harry Metz, our Transportation Coordinator for Head Start, Early Head Start. I thought it was a great show today. I hope you did as well. And guess what? I'll see you next month on the Pick Connection.